Welcome to Nerdschatting, movie, TV, comic chat. Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome everybody to the Nerdschatting podcast. My name is Nate and with me today are my two best friends in the world, Ben and JB. Hello boys.
Oh, hello Nate. Best friends in the world.
Really?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay, fine. I wasn't ready for that.
No,
Does he normally say that?
He doesn't say best friends in the world. He says my very good friends.
Yeah.
So I feel like we've been upgraded.
Did you know
Also,
that?
I feel like Nate wants us to do something
Yeah.
after this podcast, so we'll keep you in the link.
Yeah.
So I've got a bit of spiel I'm going to read out. I'm going to read something out that I wrote.
You do it whilst I go and put that in the bin.
Okay. Disney has brought joy to children and adults alike for millions of years.
Yeah, they have.
Yep. With the release of the Lion King live action, air quotes, teaser, we have decided to discuss what makes Disney movies so successful and, more importantly, why we love them.
And we do love them.
We do love them.
We love the majority of them.
Indeed, and that's kind of why I think I started with my two best friends in the world, is that this is a podcast about joy and happiness and what Disney brings to our lives and how it's made us better. I wanted to stay positive and on brand with that. How do you all feel about that?
They also bring some pretty dark shit in some of
I know
their
they
movies.
do. I know.
I was going to say, yeah.
But mostly, they make you feel pretty good about yourself, right?
Yeah. So maybe we need Nate to watch more Disney movies before we meet him.
Because of my cold black heart.
I'd agree with that.
Well, yeah, maybe.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Cheer him up.
Did you get upset when Mufasa gets run over?
Whoa! Spoilers.
When Mufasa gets run over, do I get upset? Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
If you talk, it's kind of like your voice breaks and like.
Yeah,
Not
I mean, it's
too
not
sure.
quite to the level of Forrest Gump when he finds out he's got a son and he
No,
questions
I
whether
can-
he's
I can
smart.
completely understand that.
That bit every time. Hair on the back of the neck,
Yeah.
eyes just streaming, real
But
bad.
what bothers you more? Is it Mufasa getting run over by the stampede, or is it the cold-hearted betrayal of his younger brother, Scar?
Yeah.
I know, I love Scar. Scar's the best.
Okay, wow.
I also think Scar is quite a cool
You
character.
know what? Bad guys are the best characters. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, we're going all over the
Here
shop
we
here.
are,
Come
yeah.
on, bring
So
some-
we talk about Disney. Disney, I mean, okay, so we can talk about Disney. Disney is the biggest thing in the world, genuinely. It makes more entertainment than anything else. It owns everything. So we don't want to talk about all of that. We don't want to talk Star Wars, we don't want to talk MCU, those sorts of things. What we're really, I think what we're sticking to is what you traditionally think of when you think Disney.
Their day job.
Yeah.
What is their day
They're
job?
meat and potatoes.
Yeah?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
What about gravy?
Jim Bob.
It's a joke there.
It's those animated classics in whatever form they take that have been coming since the 40s, 50s.
Yep.
30s, right?
Yeah, exactly,
30s.
yeah. Up to today and still going on.
Yes. No, I have to say, you sent us a YouTube link, which I'll probably try and include in the description of this
Yeah,
episode,
yeah.
which had pretty much every Disney film, which included Disney Pixar as well, didn't it? I think.
Yes,
It
Yeah,
did
yeah.
because they acquired Pixar later. So
Yeah. So I'm including Disney Pixar and everything that we talk about today
absolutely,
because
yeah,
it's Disney.
Yeah.
And it was about a 25-minute video, and I got up to about 1990 maybe with The Little Mermaid,
Yeah.
or 1989 with The Little Mermaid, and I was thinking, hang on, there's like 15 minutes of this video left.
Yeah.
What more have they done?
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
everything else came, and it was just incredible, the amount that they've done.
This is huge.
And
yeah.
they were churning them out year after year. It
Yeah.
wasn't like there was a gap of 5-6 years and then
There
it
was
was Cinderella, then it was Snow White. I know I've got it in the wrong order, but
Yeah.
you understand
I know
what
what
I'm trying to
It's
say.
consistently and regular. It's not. It's consistent quality, but also regular quality. So yeah. I mean, something I learned. TIL today. I learned.
Check him out with his business acronym. Hang on, is that an acronym or is that initialism?
It's initialism. An acronym is a word that you can say as a word, like
Ops? No,
nothing's coming
BBC?
to mind at all. No, that's an initialism as well. Literally nothing's coming to mind at all.
ABBA.
No, it's not a word. It's not a proper noun. Anyway, basically, if you can make an acronym that sounds like a word.
You used a really great one the other day when we were talking about this.
I know I did. Yeah, now I can't think of anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. So I learned that I was watching the Mr. Sunny Movies video about the Lion King remake.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Okay, so in that he talked about how when the Lion King was originally made in the 90s, the Disney company, considered it kind of like the secondary project. Like Pocahontas was the big project at the time, and they thought that was going to make all the money. And the Lion King was kind of like, oh, we'll do this because we'll do some interesting ideas and we'll try some new techniques, blah blah blah. And they'll just give it a go, and if it fails, it fails.
Is that true?
Yeah, and then the Lion King turned out to be,
absolutely awesome.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Pocahontas, but when you compare the two,
There's no-
Lion King is far superior.
Absolutely.
Pocahontas got some good music in it.
Yeah.
Um,
We're going around. I will get to that.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
So, the spiel. The company was founded in October 16th, 1923 by the brothers Walt and Roy O. Disney as the Disney Brothers Cartoon Studio. It also operated under the name of the Walt Disney Studio and Walt Disney Productions before officially changing its name to the Walt Disney Company in 1986.
Question.
Yeah.
Are they called Walt and Roy O. Disney?
No, it's Roy O.
Oh,
Disney.
I thought you meant it as like an Irish name.
Sorry, no.
So
Disney.
it's
Walt
Walt
Disney.
Disney.
and Roy O. Disney.
Yeah, Roy O.
So what's Roy's middle name?
I don't know. I'm never going to look it up. Who knows?
Okay,
The
carry on.
company established itself as a leader in the American animation industry before diversifying into live-action film production, television, and theme parks. As we all know, if you don't know Disney, you are an alien from another planet.
You must be.
That's one thing that video didn't have was all the live action films
Yeah.
they've done. But I don't know about you. I didn't have 5 hours to watch all the live action pictures they've made, and they've made quite a lot.
They have, but I think this comes back to what their day job was. Their day job,
Exactly.
editing, was about cartoons and bringing stories to life from books. But then also, or maybe we'll get onto it, I think the Toy Story element in their timeline then changed the way that we perceived animation to be.
I want to ask you guys to do something. All right,
I'm keeping them on. I'm keeping them
Yeah,
on.
I'm not taking my trousers off again.
No, it's fine.
Not
It's
again,
okay.
okay?
All
'Cause
right.
Not on a
last
live
time you
pod.
touched me
Oh my God.
inappropriately, okay?
I'm going to do it as well.
Oh my
keep
God.
one eye open. Can you? Because you said animation is their day job. Can you, James? You, Nate? Can you both close your eyes and think about Disney and what comes into your head? Do it. Go.
Oh, you're going to touch me.
No, I'm not. I'm over here.
I am.
What do you think about when you close your eyes and think about Disney?
I can tell you, it's that logo that used to come up on the VHS of Robin Hood and then Sleeping Beauty, which my sister and I had for Christmas one year, where it's that sort of swooshing noise and it's in pink lettering and it kind of writes the...
Is it Buena Vista or whatever it is?
No, it says Disney, but it says it in like pink font.
Yeah, I know the one you mean.
And it kind of like swooshes, and then Tinkerbell jumps out and like puts on the eye on the Disney eye.
Do you know, I've got a really random one. I have never understood the fact that when you buy a Disney DVD that they have this fast track option or something. And I listens to it and I'm just like, what is this? It's not fast track. Just take it over your DVDs.
Do you mean to skip through the DVD
Yeah, I don't know. It
menus?
just says to do this and I press it and it doesn't do what it says it does. And I'm just kind of like, I just want to get the movie. The kids want to see Cinderella.
Brilliant. All right,
Fast
Ben, what do
play.
you-
That's what it's called. It's called fast play.
What do you think?
It's
of,
not
Ben?
fast and it's not play.
No.
For me, it's the Disney the
castle, yeah.
So they've
It's Cinderella's castle.
yes, it is, and it's what sort of like the centerpiece of all the Disney parks. They've enhanced the intro to it.
One of them is Sleeping Beauty's castle in one of the parks,
Oh,
and
is
one
it
of them
really?
is Cinderella's. Yeah,
Oh, so they're different.
yeah.
That's
Question: anyone been to the
incredible.
parks?
I've been to the Paris one.
Right.
Have you been?
Nope.
I've been to Paris and I've been to the one in Florida.
Do you have to take a loan out? Is it
no,
like?
no,
Is it
it's
not
not
that
too
bad?
bad. No. It's expensive, but the Paris one. There's a dragon underneath the castle, which I don't know if everyone knows about, but there's a little passage where you can go under, and there's nothing there other than just literally you walk under, and there's an animatronic dragon that moves around and roars
I'm
at
going to
you.
be stupid. Is Pete's Dragon Disney?
Yes, it is.
Thank
yeah.
you. I'm
But
not so
that,
stupid.
that falls into their live action category.
Yes.
Even though the dragon is animated, it's a live action Disney film.
Thanks for the clarification,
That's
Ben.
all right,
I'm glad Ben's here to help me
I
with that
know,
that
yeah.
live action
So,
thing.
to bring it back to the list, it all started with Mickey Mouse. And that's peculiar that we don't really think about Mickey Mouse quite so much in this list.
Steamboat Willie.
Steamboat
Yes.
Willie,
As he was
absolutely,
called.
yeah. It was,
Seriously, come on, what? Steamboat
apparently,
Willie.
it was going to be called Mortimer Mouse. But Walt's wife at the time didn't like the name Mortimer and was like,
Oh,
Mickey
who does?
is much better. I know, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
apologies to anyone listening to this podcast called Mortimer or Morty.
I doubt there is.
Wow.
Get out of here, yeah? Get out of here.
But
can't-
apparently,
I don't believe
Walt
it.
Disney's wife hates your name,
Yeah.
so sorry about that.
But I don't ever think about Disney. I don't ever think about Mickey Mouse when I think about Disney. But which is odd because I do think about the logo.
See, James and I are parents, and I think that we've got more of a link with Mickey Mouse and Disney because of
I'm gonna
Because of our kids.
Yes and no. I
Really?
don't think my kids. There are. I mean, you have the Disney Channel, so you can have cartoons, but there isn't any Mickey Mouse cartoons like I remember, like the Tom and Jerry cartoons, which is completely separate. But then I've also just thought about the cartoons that were on TV. Do you remember like DuckTales?
Yeah. Oh,
Gummy
yeah,
Bears.
Yeah.
Tailspin.
Yeah.
Oh,
Disney.
Love Gummy Bears, by the way.
And the only thing that I think about with Mickey Mouse is when I went to see The Rescuers Down Under, there was a B movie or like they have like a short film at the beginning of it sometimes, like a double feature, and it was The Prince and the Pauper, and it was Mickey playing both
Prince and
Pauper.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's the only time I ever think about Mickey in one of these
I don't see
animations.
him anymore.
I know exactly, but his image, those three circles, and Minnie as well, they're the icon.
Mm-hmm. I remember I think it was late 70s or 80s or something like that, but it was they did a short, like 15, 20-minute TV show or what have you, Christmas special, where Mickey Mouse, I think, is
He's
the
Bob
nephew.
Cratchit, isn't he?
No, he's not Bob Cratchit. He's the nephew of Scrooge, and Scrooge McDuck is Scrooge.
Oh yeah, of course, that's brilliant.
bloody
Yeah,
brilliant.
that's a
I think
really good one. Yeah.
Goofy is Jacob Marley. And
Yes, yeah, I remember that.
it's-
Yeah,
I've not seen this.
It's really good.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely
really good.
brilliant.
I mean, we're going to be saying that a lot on this podcast, right? Because I think is there anything here we're not going to like? Probably not.
I will, but the video the YouTube video that you shared with us was quite interesting because there was a high percentage of films that I had never heard of. And
in the early days, definitely.
Yeah.
No, well, not just in the early days. I'm talking like Rescuers Down Under. Didn't know about that. I don't even remember
What?
that.
That was
and
my
the Rescuers and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, didn't recognise it.
I think it's fair to say that some of their movies have landed.
Straight to DVD.
No, well, yes, some have, but some have landed better and have been more successful, more popular with audiences than others, and that's the same for everything.
Like cultural impact. Actually.
Yeah, that's the same with the MCU, and it's the same with X-Men films and all that sort of thing.
Yeah. Well,
Some have really hit on something that's popular right now, or they've enchanted kids' imaginations, and also they've had enough in there that the parents have sort of jumped on board, and it's become like a smash hit, like Frozen. No one knew what Frozen really was all about when it came out, and then suddenly everyone knew it, everyone had seen it, and it was the biggest movie of the year.
It's that Lion King Pocahontas thing, right? That sort of B movie and A movie thing.
Yeah.
And I would say Frozen and Tangled kind of came a similar sort of
Yeah.
thing. I hear Tangled is possibly better. It's the one I haven't seen.
Oh, I love that.
Tangled is brilliant!
Exactly. It's not bad at all, but I think Frozen is the one that's gone to the forefront, right?
Yeah, I think it came out maybe 2 or 3 years before.
Yes.
And it's really interesting, the story behind Tangled, because the film they did before that is The Princess and the Frog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it didn't do well with sort of adolescent or prepubescent sort of kids, boys.
Right. Okay.
Because it was a Princess and the Frog, and it was more sort of, they thought, oh, well, this is more, aimed at girls, and I'm not a girl, I'm a boy, and I like this and that and the other. And it didn't do very well with them, apparently,
Right.
monetarily. However, it's not a bad film. I've seen it. The kids like it. Again, there's some really dark stuff in there.
Always
which
is.
is what I'm
Always
pretty
is.
scared of.
Always dark stuff in there. Yeah.
So what they did with Tangled, which is the Rapunzel story,
Yeah.
they got rid of Rumpelstiltskin, who I think is in the Rapunzel story, isn't he? Is it Rumpelstiltskin?
Let's say yes.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, back yourself.
Got rid of him. He's gone. No way. Create a sort of a new story around it. Still with a girl with long hair up in a castle, but there's a side focus character, which is a guy whose name, I'm saying in air quotes, is Finn or Flynn Rider, and
yeah.
he's more of a scallywag,
Right,
thief,
okay.
scoundrel, Han Solo type of character, and it was done specifically to get the boys back on board, and it was a hit.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mother Gothel.
I'm
hate
going to
that.
stick with this. I'm jumping ahead from what we were saying here, but
Sure.
I'm going to stick with what you're saying there, Ben.
Yeah.
So the cultural relevance of Disney is the winning formula, in my opinion.
Yep.
And what you've just said there is the spot on the money. Okay.
I do this every now and then.
Yeah.
So
So-
I think it's only been once.
Yeah, maybe
To say
that might
every
be
now and
the,
again
that might have
once.
been the first time actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think about Frozen
Yeah.
and Cinderella, Maleficent, some of the live action stuff, and things like Zootopia or Zootropolis, depending on where you're from in the world.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Moana, these modern movies that are coming out, if they were to be made in the 50s when things like Snow White and Sleeping Beauty were made, or earlier, the protagonists and antagonists and the villains would be the opposite characters.
Yeah.
So in Frozen, the Anna is only saved by true love's kiss of her sister. It's not a kiss. It's
not a kiss.
An act of true love.
An
or
act
something.
of true love.
Yeah.
They're very specific to say
Yes.
an act of true
But then
love.
in
and I love that.
Maleficent, it is true love's kiss, and it's because she loves her like a daughter. So it's not actually the prince that comes. The prince does come and kiss her, but she doesn't wake up. It's the Maleficent's kiss on her because she loves her so much. It's true love's kiss. So things have changed in Frozen. The
Tangled?
sister in Frozen, not Anna.
Elsa?
Elsa, thank you. She would be the villain in Snow White. She would be the villain.
Yes.
She's the Snow Queen. She's evil.
Yes, and she was going to be the villain in this,
Yeah.
and they couldn't. But it was like this story doesn't work.
But
why would they?
thank
Why would she be a villain?
God, we've come to a point in culture where she's the hero, the heroine.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
And have you guys seen Moana?
Yes, brilliant.
One of the best Disney films ever made.
I want to, but
Guaranteed.
the kids don't.
Have you seen
The Rock is great in it. The little girl who's not a little girl, she's like a teenager, she is going to be a superstar one day. She is absolutely. I can't remember her
Is
name.
it Haley Steinfeld that does it?
No, I
it's
don't.
not. Is
Oh,
it?
it might be. Oh God, if it is, I'm terrible. I don't think it is, but maybe.
No, I've got that wrong. I've completely got that wrong.
Yeah,
I know.
Whoever it
Yeah.
is, the actress who voices Moana in Moana is going to be a megastar one day, if she's not already, because she's been the lead in a Disney film, for God's sake, opposite The Rock.
Yeah, I'm gonna butcher this name, so apologies. It's Louis Gravalho.
So they've cast her. They've cast a Hawaiian, possibly Indonesian.
Yeah, she's Hawaiian.
or
Yeah,
French
yeah,
Polynesian
yeah.
sort of person in the role.
She was
Good.
in Big Hero 6 as well. No, sorry, she was in Ralph Breaks the Internet. Anyway, we're getting off point. Point is, Zootopia, Zootropolis, Moana, what other things have come out in
Tangled, Frozen.
Yeah, those sorts of things. They're aware of culture now. They're aware of what's going on outside and what people want to see. Have you seen Zootopia?
Yes.
It's
Again, scary
Brilliant.
for the kids.
Yeah,
Is it?
it sticks.
A little bit.
It sticks to the formula, right? It's incredibly colourful. The main character is a bunny. It's
Judy Hopps,
yeah. It's
cosplayed by Lou from Jack and the Beanstalk. Sorry, I should say.
but it turns those things on its head. It's modern. It deals with racism. It has this really clever plot twist where the film doesn't end 3/4 of the way through, but should. If it was made again in the 50s, it would end there, and then suddenly you go, "Oh, hang on!
Yeah.
Modern audiences need more."
Yeah.
And so they've given us more.
Well, I think it's they've got this winning formula of taking traditional stories and then putting just putting a little twist in there,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of lime or lemon. I'm
Yeah,
not too
yeah,
sure, and just to sort of keep it fresh.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that's pretty cool. And children, I'm willing to guarantee that talking to my children and looking at Frozen, because it's based on is it Hans Christiansen?
Yeah, I think so. Yes, Snow Queen.
Is it? Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
backing
I think
myself.
so.
I'm
Yeah,
a bit
yeah,
nervous
yeah,
though.
yeah.
Should I back myself?
Yeah, why not?
I'm backing my...
It's definitely from the Scandinavian area.
Yeah, it's definitely from that sort of...
Wow.
Look, Sandy Toksvik says
Apologies.
Scandinavian, so I can say it.
Yeah.
Apologies, Marcus.
So there's a twist on it and made it great.
I'm remembering a scene, just a very quick tangent, in Zootropolis, Zootopia, whatever it's called. You know when they're trying to infiltrate where they think the bad guy is,
Yeah.
and the guards are wolves?
Yes, yeah.
It's a very minor spoiler for a funny thing that happens, but they go, oh, I know to attract the attention of wolves, and someone he goes back here off camera and howls, and they all sort of look.
Yeah.
They all stop what they're doing. They're all like humans, but they're animals, just like normal Disney. They all stop and look, and then they all start to howl as well, and they all get past them. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so funny.
It is
Definitely need to watch it, I think.
Oh, it's
No, it's a great film. It's a great film.
It is good.
But that's something. I think that's what I wanted to point out about the cultural relevance. I think it doesn't take anything away from Sleeping Beauty. It doesn't take anything away from Robin Hood or Beauty and the Beast from the 90s or anything. Those still work
Yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah.
But they couldn't be released now.
No.
Because you would look at them and go, well, I'm not sure that quite works. Which is why when you get something like Beauty and the Beast live action,
Yeah.
you have the character of Belle being upgraded, if you like. that she's an inventor just like her father. She comes up with clever things. She's the lead. Whereas in the original, she's just bookish and clever, but you don't really get anything from her. In the live-action one, it's more important that she's the main character. She drives it. She's not just there on the ride.
They've adjusted with the times, haven't they?
And it works so well.
So I haven't seen the live action of Beauty and the Beast, but is it exactly the same story as the animated one? Or is there...
More or less, but there's more to it. They've added more scenes.
Right, okay, so there's... In what you're basically saying is character development for Belle.
Absolutely, and not just Belle.
But for all of them...
Gaston gets a lot more character development,
Yeah.
believe it or not. The sort of...
What's the running time? I mean, this is this is the sort of thing I'm wondering. Like,
Do you mean, is it going to keep your attention?
No. What I mean is though, you've got a cartoon, and normally cartoons are what in terms of Disney,
maybe
hour and a half, maybe a bit less than that. Like films can be easily over 2 hours.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering where they're getting that extra content in order to still make that story relevant. I mean, it's brilliant. It's brilliant how they can do that.
So if you're interested,
Yes,
for
I
a
am.
comparison, the animated Beauty and the Beast from 1991 was 1 hour and 24 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The live-action Beauty and the Beast is 2 hours and 9 minutes.
Wow.
So if you can see the additional content they've added there, every character gets more development.
Mm-hmm.
And the Beast gets a bigger backstory. You understand more about why he is the way he is and things. So.
And it's interesting why they didn't do that with the cartoon. What was it that? Because in the cartoon, I think it's
Children's attention spans probably.
Yeah.
Got to get right into the
so
the story.
you have hit a nail on the head there, Ben. Which is what which is what my theory is that Disney are remaking these cartoons as live action for adult.
Viewers.
For adults
For
because
adults who were kids when they might have come out originally, maybe.
No. I just think just generally because I know that my daughters would not want to watch live action Beauty and the Beast because I think it would scare the living bejeebus out of them.
There are definitely parts that would, yeah.
But comparing that to a cartoon, which Nate, you've mentioned on other podcasts about that science fiction where things bad happen, but it's science fiction, so it just happens.
Yeah, so you can shroud the
the monster or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
You almost hide that because it looks like it's something from a book or a cartoon, which makes it a lot easier.
Have your kids seen the animated Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah.
Did they get scared of the wolves that were chasing Belle's father and then Belle? And then the Beast comes in and saves her and gets injured?
Think so,
Because
yes.
my boys were on the ceiling when that happened.
I know my niece when she was very young and would watch Disney, wolves from that movie were the thing that really terrified her. And I know later in life she was scared of wolves as well. And it's just one of those things that was just implanted because of those Disney things.
Yeah.
But,
nice one, Disney.
Yeah, but I think you've got something. You've got something there with the remakes. Certainly, the Italian is utterly in love with the remake of Beauty and the Beast because she loved the original Beauty and the Beast when she was 9 or whatever it was, or 8, so that makes a lot of sense. So go back to the list that we have here. So the first thing I wrote in there was style, in the style of where these films have been made. We talked a bit about the live action ones, but what I mean is the animation style.
Mm-hmm.
It's different depending on the story. I think they adjust it depending on what they want to say. So if you look at Pocahontas, it's almost like live action paintings, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas if you look at something like Hercules or The Emperor's New Groove, it all looks very cartoonish. I know it is a cartoon, but it looks.
You mean caricature?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I think there's an era. I think Disney has eras. It has kind of that golden age of early stuff, that Cinderella, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty. It has like a modern era, which I would say the sort of not modern, maybe what you'd call a classic era of the Beauty and the Beasts and the Aladdins and those things. And then suddenly there was this modern wave, Hercules, Emperor's New Groove. Go on.
I'm just thinking. But interestingly, they do mix both of them together. So take Pinocchio, for example.
Yes.
That when Pinocchio and the dad and all that... is it dad?
Geppetto.
Thank you very much. They look very different compared to when the... not the fairy godmother, but whoever it is... the nose. I forgot the name. It's all gone blank.
No, it is.
They used a lot of...
so she... But she...
rotoscoping, I think?
There's a lot of...
What is the fairy from...
She
Fairy
looks...
No, Fairy Godmother is in Sleeping Beauty.
What we're talking about?
Pinocchio.
Fairy from Pinocchio. It's like the Blue Fairy, I think it's called.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, the blue fairy. The blue fairy.
So the blue fairy looks very human-like.
Yeah, she does. In fact, she's got like a.
I think it was done with rotoscoping.
Yeah, I think it must have been because she's got a.
Yeah, bless you.
Thank you.
So it's where they draw and paint over a real picture.
Yeah,
they get someone to act it.
So
yeah.
there we go. So I mean that comparison in just one movie at the same time is, I think, quite different. And
but
I'm
it gives
not sure.
that character a different, an ethereal feel about her. You know,
maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
But it does stand out, and I think you kind of look at it and go, well, why? But where with Snow White, again, she is drawn in a very similar way. But the dwarfs are very caricature.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, big noses.
Yeah.
You know, that type of stuff.
Yeah, you're right. And I think
big nose.
they've drawn them. You're absolutely right. They've drawn them that way differently to highlight them.
Yeah.
You know, without getting too dry. You and I were on a data visualization course not too long ago.
Oh my
and
God.
there was,
God,
there was
I
stuff
can't
there
even
about,
believe you
no,
just
there
brought
was
this
stuff
up.
there about highlighting in certain ways, like making something a certain colour, bolder, or all those sorts of things. They've done that in these films by saying, right, the dwarves all have a look,
but that's
but
because
Snow White has a different look.
Oh, I was going to make a comment. I don't know whether I should. So dwarfs in that type of, and how they're depicted in that story. If you drew them as Snow White has been drawn, that might have a different take. Do you see it?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm skirting around this because I don't want to get myself into trouble.
They're trying to make
Too
them,
late, I think.
they're trying to make them. They're trying to make them comical. Essentially,
Thank you.
They're the comic relief. Even though you have Doc, who's very clever in it, he's still part of the comic relief of it. Yeah. And the witch, again in Snow White, is another.
Is that Magnificent?
No, that's Sleeping Beauty. The witch is the
Too many witches.
She's the queen who looks in the mirror, and then and she becomes the hag who holds her down.
Yeah.
She does have a look of the same sort of look as
the queen. She does.
I
but
think she's been probably went to the same costume designer or something like that. Yeah.
But so there's these different styles. Again, sticks with the cultural references. It's the cultural relevance. It's important that they did that, otherwise they would lose that. I don't know if there are any examples where they've had a misstep at all, where they've carried on with one style and it maybe hasn't carried on.
I don't know about a misstep, but I know that to save time and money, they've reused things. So I think there are scenes in
Jungle Book and
Jungle
Robin
Book
Hood.
and
Yeah, definitely.
Well, they're Jungle Book and Robin Hood are basically all the same characters. I mean, even the bear. I think the bear's voiced by the same person.
Yeah,
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
So
Baloo is the voice of Little. The same guy who voices Baloo is the voice of Little John.
yeah. So
But they're both great, so it doesn't
Absolutely.
matter.
Can I just say,
it's
Robin
not a
Hood is a
criticism,
very, very good film.
It's great,
It's
yeah.
a very good
I know,
film.
right, yeah. So style has to change, and then obviously in the modern day, Pixar and Disney had a collaboration so successful that Disney said, "Yep, we'll have you," and they bought them, and now they're Disney Pixar movies. I think there needs to be a clear distinction, though, in the CGI Disney movies and then the Pixar movies, though. They are different things.
They are, and
Frozen, Moana,
Yeah.
Metropolis, Utopia are Disney films, not Pixar films.
No.
But they are. I think they use the same sort of. They're not drawings. They're digitally created.
Yes.
Aren't they? So
Yeah. But they have a different
a different flavour almost.
flavour. Good word.
It's
I was
the
thinking
same-
ethos, but it is flavour.
It's
Yeah.
the same salt and vinegar crisp.
Yeah.
Just made by different people.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Why not?
Sure. Why not? Because I haven't actually seen Toy Story 3, but the first two Toy Stories.
Hang on.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I haven't seen Toy Story 3 yet.
We're doing a Disney podcast and you haven't seen Toy Story 3?
Yeah.
Okay, Bennett. Now you've got to go and watch Toy Story
Oh,
3
sorry,
right
I'll go now.
My Christ.
love Toy
Yeah.
Story 3.
Me too.
Is it not just a rehash of the second one?
No.
Oh.
Wow. How
They're
strong
doing,
were we?
they're doing a fourth one. They're high five though. They're doing a fourth one next year.
Yes, there is.
Yes, they are, yeah.
I don't know whether that, because of talking about Toy Story, whether that moves us nicely onto the next bit where we talk about music, because
Yeah.
not all Disney films have the iconic music.
No, and they're not all musicals.
And so
No, yeah.
that edge of Toy Story, the Pixar's,
Yeah.
I'm going to back myself,
Yeah.
Cars, Toy
Yeah.
Story,
Yeah.
all the others.
Yeah, Bugs Life,
Yeah, Monsters Inc. those sorts of things, yeah.
There is no music to that. There is no big Let It Go. There is no what's the one from Tangled? I don't know, but I like the song when Mandy Moore's singing
Yeah.
and brush, tidy up all day. That was a great one.
Memorable themes. They've got memorable themes. So like if someone played in fact, Monsters Inc. I could bring the whole of the music to my mind, but they're not songs.
No, they're not. None of the characters are singing.
Exactly, yeah. Whereas I actually love the musical element of Disney. Nerd confession right here. Big fan of musicals. So Disney works well for me.
I think it does. And I think going from, and again, through the ages, they've gone through that very traditional type of music of the era to that sort of like, I'll say Let It Go, that big ballad of massive voice, catchy theme tune. Good God, I think it was number one for like, I don't know how many years. They've just got it right. They've got this cake mix. I've said it before, and they just know how to do it.
I think it does follow musical theatre to some degree.
Yes.
I think musical theatre, again, 30s, 40s, 50s, was more those crooners and those classical love song type things, which you get in the Sleeping Beauties and the Snow Whites and what have you. And then you get to like things like Emperor's New Groove and Hercules, and you need to have pop songs.
Yeah.
And Tarzan, it's Phil Collins.
Yeah.
Lion King, it's all Elton John.
Yeah.
You need those because of the era that you're in.
But thinking about the musical theatre, some of them have actually gone to musical theatre.
Oh,
so
yeah,
The Lion King, I went and saw The Lion King in London a couple of years ago, and it was outstanding.
It is good.
And this is why it's running for years and years. They've taken the cartoon and it is that live action bit.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not, because live action would be with the animals and things like this.
I know what you mean, but
yes, the humans acting out, and it is phenomenal.
Yes.
Have you heard about the theory that Tarzan and Frozen are the sisters in Frozen and Tarzan are actually brothers and sisters?
It's all linked, yeah.
Have you heard this? So, spoilers for Frozen, film that came out probably 5 years ago, whatever it is. Oh. But you know the parents die in when the boat capsizes, yeah? So the parents on that boat had a kid with them. That kid got washed up on wherever and was Tarzan.
No way.
Frozen director Chris Buck has confirmed a fan theory linking its two hero sisters to Disney's 1999 movie Tarzan.
So they get.
How did you recall that, Nate?
Because he knows everything.
It was like that.
I tell you what, you are able to departmentalise everything in your brain.
Right,
So they get washed up whilst they're on the going wherever it is they're going, which possibly could have been to see the parents of Rapunzel.
Could have been.
Yeah, I think that is meant to be.
So they were going on a journey from their homeland of Arendelle to wherever it is that Rapunzel lives, which I forget now.
Palace.
And on the way, the boat gets caught up in bad weather. They get washed up in the jungle. They live in the jungle. They die, and Tarzan is born and raised. Could be crap. Could be fun.
I like it. I love that thought.
Yeah. They said that's the spirit of Disney. That's what they wanted to do. So they definitely.
I think Disney do musicals.
Yeah.
And what Disney Pixar do is they do musical montages. So they'll do a montage scene in the film. Where someone's getting trained, or someone's like, Buzz Lightyear's coming in and taking over Woody's spot, and they'll put music in that. And that's a snappy bit of music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what they'll do. It's fun. I love it.
Love Disney music.
What are we talking about
now? Music. These are the words I wrote: catchy, memorable, emotive, and storytelling. Basically, the music is important to tell a story because you feel emotion.
Mm-hmm. So that, for me, that nails onto something for me. And again, it's a Disney Pixar film. And it's Up.
Oh.
And it's the song Married Life by Michael Giacomo, I think it is.
Right.
And it's the dun, 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 when you've got, the husband and wife meeting, getting married, growing old together. And it is absolutely heartbreakingly beautiful. It's a couple's life played out to this lovely plinky plonky music that then sort of goes down to a sadder level. And spoilers for that film that came out probably 10 years ago. The Ellie, I think she's called, she dies, and Carl has to go on without her, and it's so sad, but it's so beautiful. I love that song, and I cannot help but feel chills when I listen to it. It's great.
Good movie.
It speaks to my heart.
It is a great movie.
Right, what are we talking
about? So let's bring it right round. Let's talk about our favourite Disney films. And I think we need to be we need to be decisive
Oh no,
call it.
You know that's not my colour. I can't do that. I cannot do that.
Little in joke again there. Yeah, we need to pick a favourite movie. I mean, I think what we're saying is what Disney does well is it hires the right people to keep those cultural references. They must have a mantra inside that says we have to know what's going on in society and pitch our movies at that. They must, because otherwise.
Or they're just incredibly lucky.
It can't be lucky. You know. They have a great way of doing things. I think some people can be quite anti because they're the establishment almost, because they own so much, they produce so much. They're kind of this one message. You get everything from Disney because of their monopoly of the entertainment industry. But I would argue that if they're doing it well if they're creating entertaining content, then what difference does it make?
It doesn't matter.
As long as you're able to step back and go, has that tried to control my thoughts in any way? I don't think it has. Actually, it's just told me a good story, and I've been entertained for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So Disney.
Hashtag pause for cough.
Sorry about that.
So JB and Ben, I like that way I looked at the opposite one as I said it there.
Yeah, it really confused me.
Oh no.
What are your favourite Disney films?
This is very difficult, and I think if you asked me tomorrow, I'd probably give you a different one.
That's
and if
okay.
you asked me next week, I'd probably give you another different one.
No problem.
But right now, right off the top of my head, the Disney film that I think has helped me probably in my own life to help me realise things about myself and about what I'm feeling is Inside Out.
Oh man, that movie.
Whoa.
That cut me. That sliced my heart to pieces.
And
Bing
inside
bong.
they found
Oh my
that
gosh.
you were dead.
Yeah, exactly. yeah.
The way that they visually represent people's emotions and feelings and what they mean to make up someone's personality
And memories.
And memories, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking genius.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Drop the F-bomb.
But it
Hashtag
Yeah.
parent advisory explicit
They
lyrics.
always are, mate.
And did we say last week that he would be the first
Yes,
one?
we
Before
did,
the podcast,
yeah.
I said it. He
Yeah.
was like, I'm not going to swear. And he's done it now.
Yeah.
We didn't record last week, so
Well,
Yeah, you know what you mean.
Technicality.
but Inside Out is it's a beautiful
Pixar, isn't
film.
it? It's Pixar.
It is
Yeah,
Disney
yeah,
Pixar.
yeah.
Can I just say, it is a fantastic film.
Yeah.
I the way that it's been set up, and I can't remember the characters' names, but the way
Joy.
that
Joy, sadness.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, no,
envy,
no. I mean, not
disgust.
the emotions, but the story of the girl leaving her home,
Riley,
and being an amazing hockey player and having all those struggles. So you're looking at you probably like it. Probably because I do, because of that fact that we have children and we are looking at when they go to school or when they go to the next year or things like this and all those emotions, or when we did it or when we start a new job. Chair knocked it. Sorry about that.
Well, it's recognising things in myself, like memories that you have from when you are, from last week or last year or 2 years or 10 years ago. Sometimes, depending on what's happened in your life going forward, they can suddenly be twinged with what were happy memories can suddenly be twinged with sadness because someone who was a part of that memory might not be part of your life anymore. They might have died. They might have moved away. Anything could have happened, and it's just the way that they represent that. It's just so clever. It's so well done. I love it. I love it.
I also think it's a very modern take on those emotions. It's
absolutely. But
It
20 years ago, I don't think that film could have been made.
No, I agree.
way.
Yeah.
But because what it says is it's okay to feel all those emotions.
Absolutely.
You don't have to just be the big, bright, colourful, loud, happy person all the time.
Don't have to be joyous all the time.
Yeah, in fact, actually, that's wrong. You should feel sadness. You should feel fear and anger and disgust at different times, and they're appropriate.
Cool, that got deep.
Yeah.
Did get deep.
That was deep.
But Disney's always like that, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's
has
thought,
layers, doesn't
it's
it?
thought provoking.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Yep.
what's your favourite Disney movie?
What do you think?
Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go one of the golden or classic eras. I reckon you're an Aladdin boy.
I do like Aladdin. There's no two ways about it, but I'm Lion King.
Well, it is
fair
one of
play.
the best, without a doubt. Yeah,
I think the story of if you took the animals out of it and just had it as a human story,
It'd be Hamlet. But yeah, cool.
It would be. Good God, people murdering things.
Yeah.
But growing old, growing up,
Yeah.
understanding what life is all about.
Yes.
You know, even though you're a powerful, the most powerful person there or animal,
Yeah.
you can't do what you want.
Yeah.
You need to be able to work in your environment with things around you, and if you don't, all hell's going to break loose.
Yeah.
And Scar is going to be on top, and shit is going to fail.
Oh, now he's got the potty mouth.
Yeah, well, you put it up there, so I just thought I would.
Great soundtrack as well.
Awesome soundtrack.
Yeah. I mean, the opening. Elton John does most of it. Tim Rice wrote it. Elton John's one, yeah.
But the
opening
light
with
relief characters as well.
Yes,
with
yeah.
Timon Puma. I can't say it.
But
Timon and Pumbaa.
Thank you.
can see
Blah,
how
blah, 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 blah.
successful it was. There's been 3 live-action movies, a TV series about The Lion King, which is a prequel, a TV series about Timon and Pumbaa, and now a live-action remake. Not live-action movies. I mean, just 3
There's
movies.
also a
Sorry.
TV show.
Simba's Pride or something on
That's
Disney
what I said,
Channel.
the
The
prequel,
Lion
yeah.
Guard.
Yeah,
The Lion Guard, thank you very
yeah.
much.
It's after The Lion King, and I think after Lion King 2,
Yeah.
Scar's Family's Revenge, or whatever it's called. I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Good, yeah.
But it's really good. Kids love that.
So I'm interested in to know what your opinion is of the teaser of the Lion King live-action remake. Live-action, air quotes.
Yeah. Well, it's opening up on it's showing the iconic scene.
Yeah.
Right there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about these live action remakes, and that I haven't. Have I seen one? I think we've got Cinderella actually.
I think Cinderella is the one that follows most closely to the original,
Yeah.
although it has got edited stuff in it.
But so and that's okay. I don't know. I will. Whether I go to the cinema and watch. Am I boring you?
No, sorry, I'm just very tired.
Why?
Had a bit of a rough night.
Okay, fine. No lights turning on in the bathroom, scaring you or anything like that. Then.
No, that didn't happen. That hasn't happened since it happened. But
Right,
that
okay.
was weird.
Anyway, just thought I'd check up on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
just-
Anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, check out Ben's Twitter.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
I'm not sure about the live action. If I'm completely honest, I probably won't go to cinema to watch it. When it comes out, I might watch it. I don't know. I like what I've seen in terms of the cartoon. I just don't know what that live action is going to look like. And is it going to look a bit rubbish with animals talking?
I know what you mean.
And the fact that James Earl Jones is going to be
Yeah.
Seen a Disney film before, right? With animals talking.
yeah,
I'm
but
sure it would look pretty good.
So
maybe
director of Iron Man, Favreau. Jon Favreau is directing it, and he also did Jungle Book.
okay.
And the only problem I had with the remake of Jungle Book was Mowgli.
The kid, the actual alive
Yeah.
human character kid.
And the problem with him is that he stood out against the animals.
Mhm.
So it took me a minute or two when I was watching it to be like, okay, Bagheera is talking, right, got it, yeah, okay. And then you were into it, and then you're in the flow. And then the moment that a live action person comes into it, you go, oh God, that's jarring because there's animals talking over there,
Yeah.
and that's clearly a person.
Yeah.
That's why I think Lion King will work very well, because it's just that entire world.
Well, let's see.
One thing I'm quite excited about with The Lion King is the fact that John Oliver's playing Zazu,
Yeah.
who was played by Rowan Atkinson in the
Cartoon.
The
90s
animators, yeah.
animated
91.
movie.
91? 90.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Good.
Cool.
Cracking. Nate, what's the word I'm saying here? Favourite Disney movie?
Well, I'm completely on the same page as you, Ben, in that if you asked me tomorrow, it'd be different. After that, it'd be different.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it on the drive-in this morning. I want to say it's Zootropolis. I think that movie is one of the best movies ever made. I think it is superb. I think it's so well put together. It's got a really great plot, interesting narrative that twists. I think it's really well drawn, and I think it captures all of the important Disney things that need to be captured. Bright, colourful, conflicting characters, animals talking, blah, blah, blah. Having said that...
I was going to say, there's a butt coming, isn't there?
Yeah.
I've only seen it once, and I haven't brought myself to watch it again because it's not a hour-and-a-half quick movie.
Mm.
So that's why I'm not using that one, although it is brilliant.
Okay, so you've basically cheated.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your actual pick? Because I could have done that for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. It's clearly Beauty and the Beast. The soundtrack to Beauty and the Beast is one of the best musicals ever.
Yeah.
Sorry, is this live action or cartoon?
Cartoon.
Because, yes, Tale as Old as Time.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Gets you every time. Gaston.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, and
Angela Lansbury, isn't it? Sings. I love it when she goes, come on in, Chip. It's time to go to bed, or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's not Australian.
Well, Bonza, mate. I hate you sometimes, but sometimes I don't.
Be Our Guest, Kill the Beast, all those sorts of soundtrack. I think it's fantastic. I think the music is crucial to that film being so good.
Did Celine Dion sing the actual?
She did, but not in the movie.
No, she didn't.
In the credits, she
Yes.
did it. So she sang the one that was released in the world, like
Yeah.
Frozen. That was it like Ariana Grande or someone?
No.
I thought it was the woman who actually.
Yeah,
sang
but she
it
did. But then there was a pop version of it. It was either her
really?
or it was check out the original soundtrack.
Check out the hit parade. These days.
In a number 2.
Exactly. Showing our age real bad. Check out Spotify. Yeah, no, I think Beauty and the Beast is I think the reason I would say that is because I could watch it again and again, and I could quite happily listen to the soundtrack, which I have done. So, yeah,
Cool.
It's my favourite.
Wow.
Did we have some audience interaction regarding this?
Yes, we do have some audience interaction, Twitter, social media feedback. I only asked it on Twitter this time because,
Because you're a lazy
Person?
shoehorn. Yes, I am. Right. So I'm going to read my piece. We had many replies, and I want to thank every single person who replied. But we have an instruction from Nate this week that we're only going to read out 3.
Yeah.
1 each.
Yeah.
So sorry to everyone else who we don't read out. But I'm going to read out Kelly Louise Priest, which is at Priest_Kelly. She said that I asked, this is the question I asked. What is your favourite Disney movie or song from a Disney movie or character from a Disney movie?
Wise.
All right?
Wise.
So Kelly replied with, my favourite movie, it's a toss-up between Mulan and Robin Hood. Can I have both, please?
No.
So, okay, fine.
No, we've answered one.
Yeah.
But she said that Mulan was the Disney film of my childhood feminist dreams, and Robin Hood has a Scottish chicken in it, which I thought, Robin Hood does have a Scottish chicken in it.
That's true, yeah.
That's brilliant.
Do you know we haven't mentioned Mulan at all today, and Mulan is fantastic.
It is.
It
It
is
really
a
is.
brilliant movie.
It looks great, and it's important. It's got a strong female character as the lead, and they're going to remake that as well, I think.
They
aren't
are, yeah. They've
That would
cast
probably
people already.
That would be a pretty awesome one.
Yeah, it will.
Actually.
It would, yeah,
Samurai
yeah.
swords.
Oh, the scene where they're coming over the hill and then she fires the firework. She puts plants in the ground.
Yes.
It blows up the cliff and it all falls. Oh my god!
That'd be amazing.
Eddie Murphy's in that as the voice of the dragon.
Yes,
Yes.
he is.
There you go.
Is Dragon's name is?
Dragon?
Dragony.
No, it's like. Oh, don't be racist, Nate.
Oh,
It's like Uzu or something. I don't know.
Calm
Oh,
yourself,
no,
Nate.
no, come
Well,
on.
so whilst he's thinking about this, I'll read out
Come
my
on,
tweet,
it's
which
not that bad.
which is from Marcus, and he...
Mushu, come on, that's not
Oh
bad.
my goodness,
come
how
on.
much... You just interrupted
Yeah,
me
I
now?
did, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Mushu.
Fine.
Yeah.
So Marcus came back to us. His favourite movie was The Jungle Book, 1967.
Very good.
Yeah,
His
great
song
movie.
was Be Prepared from The Lion King.
Excellent.
And
Yes.
interestingly, his favourite character is Donald Duck.
Yeah.
And it's something that we haven't touched on at all is those original characters.
Yeah,
would you-
yeah, the sort of
Mickey
mainstays,
Mouse,
yeah.
Donald Duck,
Goofy.
Pluto, Goofy.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Minnie.
Goofy is a dog, right?
Yeah.
And his dog is Pluto.
Right. Stronger dog, more
Weird.
intelligent dog.
Weird, right?
Weird.
One's like walks on hind legs and can talk, and the other one's a dog. What's going on with that?
But then dogs and mice and ducks are the same size.
Yes, there's no sense to it.
Can I just say that is just so insightful? I was like that. What do you? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Because Mickey Mouse and he can talk, and
And he should be this big, and
but
then
he's
the dogs
not.
are this
He's
big.
massive.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing
Good
makes
shout.
sense.
No, nothing
Yeah,
makes
Nothing
sense.
makes sense.
Nothing makes.
Don't question it though.
No, we
No,
don't.
no,
with it.
of course not.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Don't do it. We just let it go.
Okay. So my feedback's from Will Durant. Sounds like a complete
A
dickhead.
stupid name.
Just a dickhead. What a dickhead. And he said his
Oh,
favourite
is that
film
your
is
brother-in-law?
he said his favourite film is Aladdin. Good shout.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Again, we haven't talked about it too much. They're remaking that next year.
Are they?
They are. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
We got a teaser for that, and it was very. They didn't really.
no, it's
reveal
light
much,
on.
did they?
Yeah,
And-
it's the Mockney making it, isn't it?
who? Sorry.
The fake Cockney. Layer cake and not layer cake.
Oh, do you mean Guy Ritchie?
Yeah, yeah.
It's going to have Will Smith in it, I think, as the genie, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a good choice.
As long as there's a rap. Genies don't rap, man. Come
He's
on.
going to
don't.
rap. He's
God.
gonna... Anyway, this dickhead said Aladdin and the Circle of Life was his favourite song.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, good shout. That's an amazing.
It is a
opening.
very good.
That just
Yeah.
with the crescendo of Simba
Everything
being
else,
held
and then
up
it gets, and the sun comes up.
Yeah.
All that sort. Is it Pride Rock?
Yeah,
It is
I think.
Pride Rock.
Yeah,
Yes, very
great.
much.
And his favourite character is Jafar. Again, we haven't talked about bad guys at all. Bad
No.
guys in Disney are the best.
I'd argue that the best bad guy in all of Disney creation is in a film that you haven't seen, in Toy Story 3, and it's Lotso hugging Bear. And you haven't even seen it. So you can't even argue with me. Well, you can, but you'd be wrong.
I would like to possibly agree with you. But
Oh,
what is
Gaston? Gaston's pretty
Gaston is pretty good.
Yeah.
Actually.
So Will says that his Jafar's favourite character because of the line, "A snake am I? Perhaps you would like to see how snake-like I can be." And then he turns into a giant snake.
Yeah, and I probably know my brother-in-law a little bit. It's because he is a snake.
He's,
He is a snake.
Not only is he a dickhead, he's a snake
Physically
as well.
a snake.
Well, not physically a snake, but he's a snake.
But if he was, he'd be like the size of a man, and no one would question it. He just talks normal.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
he's a snake.
Yeah, good.
Repeat.
Thanks,
He's a
Will.
snake.
Thank you, Marcus, and thank you, Kelly.
Yes.
Yeah,
thank you very
and
much.
thank you to everyone who
Yeah.
tweeted us.
Yeah.
Sorry that Nate is so strict.
Yeah.
He's
No, I
dead
think he's
inside.
keeping it tight.
I
That's
don't
nice.
actually know if we've said anything new or interesting about Disney. I think all we've done here is poured a bit of love on it, and it feels good for that.
Yeah, I think so. I think
Yeah.
every now and then it's good to pour our white hot love on things.
Oh.
Hang on, what?
Oh, that went strange. Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, so next week we'll do something similar, maybe, or we'll hate on something. Who knows?
Yeah, well, we got a list to go through, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
We got a list.
Ben, where can people find us?
On Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and just search for Nerdschatting and Outlook, nerdschatting@outlook.com, and our website nerdschatting.com, and you can listen to this on Podbean, nerdschatting.podbean.com, and it's also on iTunes and Spotify and other places apparently, right, I'm just saying this, I was listening to We Have a Hulk podcast the other week, and Nicola and Chris said that they can listen to our podcast through Alexa on some app that I don't know what it is.
Shut the front door.
Apparently you can.
Can you just say, Alexa, play Nerds Chatting?
No, I don't think you can.
See, if you can, I want someone to take that soundbite of me just saying that and say it to Alexa, say me saying it to Alexa and have me talking.
I've
out
got an
Alexa.
Alexa device. I'm going to do it.
You go do it. Yeah.
I think you've got. I think you might have to download something and play it through something else. But if you've got Spotify, you can play Spotify through Alexa. So,
I would
and we're on
like.
Spotify,
Can
so.
I? Was that from We Have a Hulk?
Yes.
Can they provide step-by-step instructions on how to do this, please?
I'll
Thank you.
contact Nicola.
I'm not very good without pictures, so if you
Yeah.
can help, that'd be great.
Yeah.
That explains a lot.
Thank you so much for listening, everybody. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.